Oh my god, guess what just showed up in the mail? I'm just kidding. You clicked on this video because you know I'm here to talk about SHEERTEX. These leggings have been on my radar for a couple years now. Not gonna lie, I put it off for a while because, to be honest, they are expensive. Now, I didn't pay a whole lot for them, which is why I eventually caved and got them, which I will get into. But today's video, I'm going to be talking about my first impression on these SHEERTEX leggings. So first things first, while I open these, what are SHEERTEX leggings? These leggings are supposed to be the world's strongest leggings. It just feels so hard to believe. Now, as a businesswoman, I've owned my fair share of leggings. And to be completely honest with you, I have a hard time believing that there is a pair of leggings that is going to be able to survive a day in my life, let alone 3 or 6 months worth, or maybe even beyond that. So, when I finally got my hands on a pair of these, I got pretty excited to put them to the test. Essentially, SHEERTEX as a company, they found a way to create this super thin, tight-like material that is able to withstand day-to-day use. Like, they're telling me, basically, enemy ready puppies. I have a dog. Do you want to know how many pair of tights he has destroyed just by simply jumping up and wanting attention? You're telling me these tights are Dexter proof. We will see about that. So in this video, I'm going to give you my first impressions. I'm going to try them out over the next couple days and over the weekends, and I'm going to be able to give you a real life review on whether you should buy these. So first, let's talk about price. These leggings, which I got the, what do they call them? Classic sheer rip resist tights. These are the originals. So these tights go in Canada at the regular price of like $90 for a pair of tights. And there was no way I was gonna spend that kind of money on tights. However, during their Black Friday special, I got an Instagram post talking about these tights, saying that they were $35 free shipping. Now, $35, that is something a little bit more cost effective and something that probably makes a little bit more sense to buy. Let's dig into these tights because I've been waiting a couple days for these and I'm so excited. So, let's start by talking about the packaging. They featured an adorable little puppy on here, and I don't see how anyone can complain about that because when it comes to tights, dogs really are the ultimate culprit. Of course, right next to things like hangnails. Oh, and feet. Yeah, feet are a destroyer of tights as well. It says 10 times stronger than steel, antimicrobial and water resistant. So, basically a raincoat I don't need to wash. And it's ethically made in Montreal, which means this is a Canadian brand. And as a Canadian, that is something I can really get behind. So let's dig into these. Here they are. I don't know if you can see that, but they have SHEERTEX embossed on the band. So here are a few of the, I guess, promises about their engineering that they state right here on the packaging so that you can be completely worry-free. First off, reweaving expectations. So these tights have been designed with material typically used in performance apparel. This material in these tights is designed to be super freaking strong. Like I mentioned, hand wash or machine wash, which is a big deal. And if you hit a snag, no sweat. In most cases, you can heal your tights by massaging the fabric outward around the blemish until it disappears. It also encourages a party trick. It says pull, tug, stomp on your tights. Ugh. Just to show off to your friends how strong they are. So, shall we tug, stretch, take a look at these? Oh my God. All right, let's talk about the feeling. It's so weird because, you know when you have, oh, my ring just got caught on it. God, that's a scary feeling. Okay, so let's start by talking about the feeling. I have leggings, like just regular black, whatever, Lulu leggings. They feel really similar. Now, they look pretty dark and I will put them on, but oh, I don't know if you can see that quite yet. They are pretty sheer. So like once I put them on, you'll get a better idea, but these feel strong and thick. Like you won't be cold in these. And as a Canadian, that is a big deal. I can't believe I'm doing these to a pair of tights. These feel so good. As a minimalist, it's so tough to invest money in pieces for your closet that are not gonna last. And if you've seen my most recent fall capsule wardrobe, you will see in there that I have skirts all year round because I love wearing them. However, I'm very rare to wear them because it's just really cold in Canada, and wearing a skirt bare-legged here is just not an option. So having a pair of SHEERTEX is something I was excited for because first off, they're thicker. They're actually gonna like provide some idea of warmth, but they're going to last. And I know that I can feel a little less terrified putting them on. So I am going to put these on. I'm obviously going to put a pair of shorts on over top, but these tights are transparent right up to the waistband. From like here to here, thick, healthy, good, reliable waistband, and the rest is sheer. So let's put these on. Okay, so first impression, they feel really great, but as you can see, it does go sheer all the way up. They feel good. Like they're nice and snug and tight. They were easy to get on. They feel good. Like they're just enough sheer for like standard black tights. I am 5'5" and approximately 125, 130 pounds. So I bought for myself the smalls and they feel good. They have a nice high and supportive band, so that feels good. Not too tight. I don't like anything too tight here, but it doesn't feel like it's gonna slide down. I did notice one snag in the tights, so let's take a look at that. So there's a snag I noticed. I noticed a thread in here, but they say if you just massage this. All right, so obviously that's a problem. I think if you're buying tights that are this expensive, I expect that to not be there. So I took a picture of it. I'm going to be sending these like basically an email back to SHEERTEX. I believe that while every company does their best to make sure that their products are perfect, sometimes things happen and the quality of customer service is just as important. So not only are you getting a review on the product, which otherwise feel fantastic, but we'll get a review on the customer service as well. Okay, so here's a recap on how the customer service with SHEERTEX went. The moment I realized I had a small snag in my tights, I immediately got a hold of customer support with SHEERTEX, and I had a brief conversation with them and they asked for how I believe the snag happened, which I did disclose that I believe that it might have been a ring. Neither of the two rings that I was wearing at the time really have any sharp edges on them, but it's the only thing I can think of that would have caused the snag, as you can see when I was like really giving the tights a tug. You know when you have, oh, my ring just got caught on it. God, that's a scary feeling. And then they asked for basic things like my address, order number, and then my size, if the size that I had ordered was correct, and which ones I would want as a replacement. So they were extremely efficient, and by the next morning, there was already a new order placed and ready to ship for my new tights. Within a couple days, they show up in ironic packaging because it says risk ready with a big ring on it. So clearly they do design these tights with ring proof in mind. They did say, however, like they are still tights, you need to still treat them like tights, but that they stand behind their product and they want us as a customer to be satisfied. Now, another thing I noticed, because I'm wearing them today, once I knew new tights were on the way, I was like, hey, I'm curious to know, with the snag that's in them, what are the odds that the product continues to be viable and it lasts? So I actually really went in on the snag and really did some like pulling and tugging. And while I did hear fibers snap, it looks like, for the most part, it has come out. So these leggings, the original ones, I'm gonna say they're still 100% wearable, and I just have an extra set of tights. So in order to give a proper review over the next few days, I do have a couple events and dinners and speaking engagements that I'm going to attend, and weather permitting, I'm gonna wear these, get a few wears out of them so that I can give you guys a true, honest review on first impressions of SHEERTEX. So join me on these fun outings and events, and then we'll wrap up on some final thoughts. Come here. Hi. Just a good boy. Hi. Okay. Alright, so it is now several months later, and for whatever reason, life got busy and this video just never was finished or uploaded. And then as I was going to edit it, I realized something crazy. I never filmed an outro. So here I am, very much in the future, very much have worn these tights a lot, and I want to share a few thoughts. Now, let's start with the first and most obvious. Every time I put them on, they felt the same. They held up their stretch over the last several months. They've been extremely comfortable. They don't slide down. Like, this band at the top really does a great job of keeping them up where they're supposed to be. There's no like adjusting or pulling or rearranging. These just stay exactly where you put them. The snag that was in the original ones, you barely notice it at all. I swear, like, it pretty much came out. And I have worn these with so many outfits. Now, there is one downside of them. Something that I noticed when I was getting ready for that event in Banff was that the seam along the front of the leggings is quite thick. So I had an adorable red little number that was a little bit more on the sleek tight side of things. And with the dress, because it is a bit on the thinner side, you can actually see the seam like down the front. So you can see it like in your abdomen area through the dress. Almost like, I guess you would say, a panty line. Now, it wasn't so bad. I wore a lanyard for the event most of the time, so I still wore the red dress, and I can pretty confidently say nobody noticed. But if you often wear or plan to wear your tights with like really tight, thin fabrics, it may be something that you would be a little bit self-conscious about, especially if you're not wearing like black clothes. So definitely something to keep in mind. But other than that, I 100% recommend these. If tights are something that is in your daily or even weekly or monthly wardrobe, these are, I would say, 100% worth the investment if you're gonna wear them. But instead of buying tights on an ongoing basis, you can just get one pair. They're fantastic, they feel really great, and they're gonna stand up, and long term you're gonna save so much money. So 100% recommend these. I know I mentioned in the beginning about price. I got these for a killer price on Boxing Day weekend or Black Friday, somewhere in there. It was a price that was really hard to turn down. So my recommendation, if $100 is a little bit steep for you for tights, then follow their newsletter and just wait until a really great deal comes around. I see all the time that they'll go down to like $57 a pair. If you want to wait until the holiday season, I paid quite a bit less than even that. But as the years go on and production costs go up, it's always hard to say exactly how low the tights will go. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you some insight into helping you make a decision on these very expensive tights and deciding if they are a worthy staple in your wardrobe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.